Welcome back, everybody, to the Saudi eFootball Rumble. It is time for the final. It is GuiFera versus JVictor. It is an all-Brazilian affair, and we welcome you back to the Saudi eFootball Rumble. As we have seen through the course of this entire tournament, we have seen 16 players now be whistled down to our final two. And it is, as we said, an all-Brazilian affair. In terms of the rules and the competition structure, as you may or may not be aware, it is a $3,000 US dollar prize pool to obviously be shared out by those who have been playing within the tournament. And of course, the accolade of being the inaugural Saudi eFootball Rumble champion will go to one of these two players. Now, what is different from the semi-finals, you may ask? Well, it's actually relatively simple. It is a best of 5 series now, not a best of 3. I am your host, Stuart Wesley, and we will get in and amongst the gameplay as we see the game just about booting in and we're ready to go. And we'll see exactly which player is playing from what end. It will be GuiFera from left to right in the Austria kit, and it will be JVictor from right to left in the Bayern Munich kit. So, of course, it is no longer win 2 and you are through. It is now win 3 and you are the champion. This ball goes long to start us off here. And again, of course, we could go... Each game of these, of course, can go to extra time. Can also go to penalties. They must have a winner for each game. And in terms of the status of the tournament, it could go all the way to the wire. Here's Neymar. Neat little double touch inside from JVictor. He's in the white. And again, GuiFera in the red if you're trying to keep track and score at home. Here's Mbappe looking long over the top, looking for his PSG teammate in Neymar, in Mbappe. Ball gets cleared away though. Here's Nedved to Son. Double touch inside. Finds Messi. JVictor looking to ask the first real question here. And he double touches straight into Trent Alexander-Arnold's path. Here's Lionel Messi to Rummenigge. Down to Pedri. Pedri, neat through ball. Finds Neymar. GuiFera, can he find the first chance on the goal? It's stifled in the end, and Courtois will be happy to see that one end up trickling towards him. And JVictor will look to maybe close down some of those options for GuiFera. Here's Nedved. Beckenbauer keeps it away from him. Rummenigge to Neymar. There's a little bit of trickery there. Goes for a throw-in. Oh no, I believe it. She may have gone for a foul there. It did. Ball had gone out. Ref did not seek to play advantage. Ball goes cross-field. Finds Trent Alexander-Arnold. Down to Pedri. Pedri looking to work his way into the box there. Stunning pass across goal. And Courtois makes the save. So we would say in the early stages of this game, chances are going to GuiFera mostly. As we know within eFootball though, it is a case of making those chances pay. Here's JVictor, neat bit of footwork from Son. Still going is Son. He gets the ball through to Messi. Messi looking to pull it back towards Neymar. Neymar trying to get a shot away. Instead it's a back heel into Mbappe. It's a really good save from the goalkeeper. And it is a corner ball. Really good work there by JVictor to fashion that opportunity. Ball into the box. It's punched clear by the goalkeeper. Pedri will look to clear that away. He plays it backwards, gives himself a little bit of room to move. GuiFera looking to maybe counter-attack here off of the set piece. Rummenigge onside. Can he get the ball back across? He goes alone. It's a good save. It will go for a corner ball. Really good work there from GuiFera on the break, of course. Within eFootball, the ability to hit your opponents on the counter-attack is a wonderful weapon to have as Rummenigge fires it home. And it all came from that counter-attack. It's the most simple of corner kick routines. You get it to Patrick Vieira, who flicks it down for Rummenigge. And first blood drawn by GuiFera in the final of the Saudi eFootball Rumble. There's Vieira looking to try and get something going for JVictor, but will that now provide the confidence to GuiFera to go on and potentially inflict even more damage? Messi on towards Mbappe. It's cleared away by Van Dijk. 25 in-game minutes gone here. Here's Rafael Varane. Varane to Fabinho. Vieira plays the ball forward, skips out a couple of phases of the game there, and may just provide Nedved with a bit of an opportunity here to work something down the right hand side. It's up against Beckenbauer. Nedved's quick feet gets him away. It's into Vieira, into Son. Son, can he fashion an opportunity? Double touch, still there. Good defensive block by GuiFera, and that is a corner ball. Big opportunity there for JVictor to get himself back in the game. But it was good defensive work by GuiFera. But body's in the way. And you stop the challenge coming in. Always headed clear, only as far as Neymar. JVictor looking to just impress himself on this game. It's Nedved. It's cleared by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and here can come that breakaway again. Pedri with a neat little pirouette finds Mbappe. Beautiful through ball. Rummenigge's onside. Koulibaly deals with the question that was posed, but the ball is given away in transition here. It's in towards Mbappe. Varane will clear this away. Nedved. Vieira. Here's Son. On to Nedved. Nedved looking to play this forward. Plays it on to Neymar. Neymar with the double touch. Plays it infield. Finds Kylian Mbappe. Son. Thiago Silva. You could certainly pose a question there as to whether that should have been a foul or not. The ref has given it the way of JVictor. This is a dangerous bit of field position for JVictor to operate in. Can the young Brazilian get a goal back here? Ball over the wall. It's into Schmeichel's hands. GuiFera opting with the side of just moving his goalkeeper ever so slightly just to get across and make that save. So we're heading into the last throws of the first half here. Here's Mbappe. Messi back to Mbappe. Mbappe double touch. Goes to the strike. Opens up the opportunity, and Schmeichel will gather it into his hands again. It's going to have to do a lot more for JVictor to trouble Peter Schmeichel at that point. Here's Pedri. Forward towards Messi. Ball is headed clear. Ball is distributed. And defensive line is pushed by GuiFera, and rightfully so. The ball goes long there. It's going to eventually go out for a goal kick. So we are coming up just at our time. You'd say on the balance of play that this is a fair result so far. GuiFera is certainly doing more in terms of creating opportunities. JVictor still trying to use skill moves really to get himself into positions, but instead sometimes it can be the more simple things that can be done that are the most effective. Ball goes long there. Nesta cleared away. Vieira challenging. Last action potentially of the first half here. Nedved through to Son. Son double touches into Nedved. Looking back for Son. It's scramble clear by Pedri, and there is the half-time whistle. And it's a solitary goal from Karl-Heinz Rummenigge that separates the two teams here. As you'll see, we are looking from GuiFera's perspective, so you will see his tactical switches. And of course, we'll interpret JVictor's ones there as the game goes on. But you can see there as well the balance of the game. In terms of possession, very much sat with JVictor at the moment, but as we've said so many times before, possession will only get you so much. It is the key stat of goals that is the one that counts the most. Son, Nedved. JVictor looking early. That's a good save by Schmeichel. Ball launched forward by Schmeichel. Up towards Rummenigge. Pedri. Pedri moving forward. Back to go back the other way. Here's Patrick Vieira. Down to Neymar. GuiFera looking to build up slowly here. Neat little drag back by Neymar. Vieira into the box looking for Mbappe. He's read the clearance by the defender, but it's gone out for a goal kick. And again, if you're GuiFera in this scenario, do you tuck your chin and do you hold on to a goal lead and take potentially game one? Or do you look to try and press home the advantage? Ball is there though for JVictor. Little step over. He's read the touch. It's been passed across the box, and Beckenbauer instead clears that away for GuiFera. It was a bit of an error. for JVictor. He's got to make those errors turn into goals. It's Messi in towards Neymar. Ricochets off a defender. Doesn't get there ahead of Schmeichel. And GuiFera. I'm very happy how things are working here for him at the moment. 1-0. 57 minutes on the clock so far in the first half. In the second half. Is Neymar. Gets just blocked away. We saw this from GuiFera against the Dominator. We saw him kind of almost stifle the game just that little bit. All goes forward towards Messi. It's brought back the other way by JVictor. He's going to maybe have to use some of that youthful exuberance just to calm himself down here a little bit. Try and get himself back in the game and read an opportunity that might come by the wayside. Here's Nedved. Nedved digs to the cross, looking for Mbappe. Good save from the goalkeeper. Really good save from GuiFera. And you'd say that's the best chance that JVictor's had so far. He was not able to convert. When we get another opportunity like that, remains to be seen. So far, it is still GuiFera's very slim lead. Here's Messi, double touch out to Neymar. Blocked away by Trent Alexander-Arnold. We'll find it up to Mbappe. GuiFera again, as we said, going from right to left here. You'd think he would try and strangle the game in the same way he did against the Dominator, which got him to the final. You expect to see the same type of performance here. We will not want to give JVictor any more invitations than he already has had to get himself back into the game. Son, double touched, goes past Beckenbauer, turns it back the other way. Son, still there. Messi double touches, takes it in field. He's appealing for something, but the ref said no. Leicester's challenge was perfectly fine in the referee's eyes. He's going to have to move. He's going to have to move quickly. Here's Neymar. JVictor on the attack once more. Ball is cleared away again by GuiFera. Pedri launches one forward. There's only just over 10 minutes left of regulation here, and this could potentially be game number 1 in the books for GuiFera if it stays this way. You'll see him trying to consolidate those positions on the field. You'll see him just slowly move players about. You can see some of the tactical decisions being made there. Bring on João Cancelo, who is essentially a Swiss Army knife of a player within eFootball, can play in multiple positions, but he does provide that defensive outlet. As you'll see, he's just bringing Son back and just moving it all about just a little bit, but it's just enough. Will potentially give him game number 1 if it stays this way. Of course, JVictor will not want to let this game go, and you certainly feel as though there'll be one more opportunity there.
Substitution for Austria. Number 2. Number 21.
Build up from the back here. The ball, he has got possession of the ball, JVictor, but in the wrong part of town. He needs to move forward and move it quicker, but he also needs to be accurate with it. Instead, GuiFera brings it the other way with Jude Bellingham. Bellingham to Kimmich.
Coming on the field.
Bellingham back to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich, ball into the box, looking for the header of Erling Haaland.
Number 20.
The ball is out of play for a goal kick.
Number 18.
Oh, beg your pardon, it's a corner. Referee pointing in the other direction. Ball's going to go in towards Haaland's header. Shades of the first goal. It's Erling Haaland. Bellingham back towards Haaland. It's scrambled. Oh, it's over the bar. Big opportunity for GuiFera to just close this game 1 out completely. Instead, Haaland from near enough 12 yards. You would normally put your house on him to score. Instead, he puts it over the bar. JVictor still has hope here. Maybe a fool's hope, but it's still a hope. Kimmich to Bellingham. Beckenbauer launches forward. Ball's cleared away. It's Chiesa to Ronaldinho. And JVictor pull a rabbit out of the hat here. Can he extend this game? Wall tries to go into the box. It's deflected up in the air. Schmeichel will come down and take it. There's not long left here. As you'll see, the opposites in terms of attacking levels at the bottom of your screen. There's only 1 minute left here. Will there be one more chance? It's going to potentially go across halfway, but Kimmich may get on the end of that. And there is the final whistle for game number 1. GuiFera takes it 1-0 and has the first bit of advantage in this best of 5 series.
And now, please turn towards the screen for a special presentation.
Just seen, game number 1 has finished. Game 2 is very quickly on the deck here to be addressed. As you've just seen, GuiFera 1-0, and it was a solitary goal that separated the two teams. It was Vieira's flick on at a corner, and it was Rummenigge, who is a stalwart of any high-level eFootball players team within Dream Team. And JVictor will have to find something here, and I suppose the beauty of it, if you're looking as a lay person or somebody who doesn't really pay too much attention to series and kind of the way that kind of games and tournaments can work, with a best of 5 series, it gives you a little bit more room to play with. You know, for example, in the semi-finals, if JVictor would have had this as a situation, it would have been he would have been playing for his whole history or his whole place in the tournament. Instead, he has an additional game to just try and tweak things and get things right here. And of course, GuiFera will need to build on his good work within that first game. Yes, it wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. As we see GuiFera going from left to right in red, and it is JVictor from right to left in white. Here's Cancelo in towards Pedri. GuiFera trying to again address JVictor's defence early here. It's Rummenigge to Neymar. Pedri over the top looking for Rummenigge. He's just offside though. And as we said before as well, all games will go to extra time and penalties if they are required. They must have a winner in each of these games. So for all we know, ladies and gentlemen, we could be sitting here watching extra time and penalties for the next 4 games. Such is the way that the tournament is designed. But I'd like to think that both of these players will not want to take it to extra time and penalties, and instead will want to win in regulation. Here's Pedri out wide to Cancelo. Cancelo looking in field, and GuiFera will clear that one up. Here's JVictor though, looking to launch a counter here of his own. Messi can't get away from Trent Alexander-Arnold, and GuiFera going to come back the other way. Double touch with Cancelo in towards Pedri. He's nudged it on nicely to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Courtois had to think about that one. Doesn't clear the ball away, and JVictor calmly will distribute the ball. Here's Mbappe to Son. Son with a step over. Here's it into Nedved. Nedved into Neymar. Neymar looking for runners. Found the ball into Mbappe. Mbappe with a step over, takes the strike, goes through the legs of the defender, but not a lot of power on it. And as such, Peter Schmeichel will happily take that one into his grasp. Vieira wins it back in midfield for GuiFera. Ball goes long. It's going to eventually end up at the feet of João Cancelo. There's Patrick Vieira. Back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Given an offside there. It was a hopeful ball more than anything. But it's cheaply given back to JVictor, and again, even cheaper is that free kick there. You've got to, if you know that your players, or you know your opponent plays with, you know, moving the defensive line and playing offside traps, you've got to be a little bit smarter there and just allow them to play it before you play the ball. Here's Vieira. GuiFera, a master of his craft in terms of his experience and his abilities within eFootball. There's Cancelo down the line. What can he conjure up here? Good drag back there. Cancelo looking to get one into the box. It's thundered across. It's Mbappe. Can he get a shot away? It's Rummenigge. And it's a shot away. Vieira, though, danger is still not clear. Neymar drags it back, and Van Dijk will clear it away. Nedved to Messi. Ball moving forward at electric pace here. Nedved into Son. Ball cleared away by Beckenbauer. Neymar. Brilliant ball through to Rummenigge. Can he find a pass across? He can find João Cancelo. He was looking for a pass again. Could have potentially took the shot on there. So the ball gets given back to JVictor. Can he find first goal in this final? Rummenigge. Beautiful ball looking into the back post, but Courtois very much on top of it. He was able to take the ball away. Silva wins the header, and again, it's just very scrappy game 2 here so far. 34 in-game minutes gone, and not that many chances to really speak of. I think in terms of the way that the game is moving at the moment, it's certainly a defensive and midfield battle, but the longer you play in situations like this, the more chance you're giving your opponent to get back and to reset, essentially, and it just makes it a little bit harder to actually get through. And sometimes you may even rely on a ricochet or two, or a little bit of luck. Yeah, that's a bad back heel. There's Mbappe. Cancelo again cleared away. It's going to come up to half time relatively shortly. And again, when the commentator is struggling to figure out or to remember when chances have occurred, it just goes to show you the level of play that we're at, and more importantly, it shows you where the game is being predominantly played. Cancelo wins the ball back from GuiFera. Can we get one opportunity, a clear-cut opportunity before the half-time? Rummenigge forward to Neymar. Neymar in towards the back post looking for Mbappe. It's cleared away. Only as far as João Cancelo. Rummenigge. It's cleared away again by Vieira. It's really good defensive play. And there's one more opportunity here. Here's Son. Back to Nedved. And the ref will call time. That is half-time. 0-0 as it stands so far. And as we said, not a lot of opportunities to really speak of between two teams who are looking like they very much have the measure of one another. As you can see there, one shot on target and one shot total across both teams. I'm sure if there was a heat map of where this game would be played, it would be bright purple, nearly white, all the way through that midfield section. As Vieira tries to play it forward and kick off. Now JVictor going left to right, GuiFera right to left. Can one of these two break the deadlock in game 2? Rummenigge forward into the box again, just a little bit too much trickery, especially if you're two players who are used to or knowing each other and used to playing at high levels. As we said, sometimes keeping it simple can be the best weapon at your disposal. Ball from Messi to Son. Son has a double touch in the locker. He puts a ball across. It evades everybody. And Messi's able to recover it, and he gets the wrong side of Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he double touches straight into the path of João Cancelo. As we said, sometimes you just got to keep it simple. And speaking of, kept that simple and cleared it away, and again, just back into traffic from JVictor. GuiFera will know and we're very happy with taking the ball off of JVictor in scenarios like that, because again, if you're going to make it too easy to read, players will happily take the ball back. Certainly a player of GuiFera's calibre will want to do as much damage as possible, but he won't do it from an offside position. Could we potentially be heading to our first game in the Saudi eFootball Rumble final that is an extra time showdown? Or will we get a goal or more than one goal in the last 30 in-game minutes? Rummenigge, João Cancelo, cleared away by Rafael Varane, won back there by João Cancelo.
The attendance for this match was
71,898. Mbappe, João Cancelo, again, just a little bit evading GuiFera in that final stage. As we'll see, substitutions look to be made here. You see almost the reverse of what we saw in game one from GuiFera. Started off a bit more defensively, now he's actually taking the front footstep and he's now putting his more attacking options on. We'll have to see how that will pan out for him and whether that is the right strategy here. As we said, unfortunately we can't see JVictor's changes, but I'm sure the announcements within the stadium will be able to tell you exactly what we're looking at. And also keep your eyes peeled on the left hand side as well, as it will tell you if there have been substitutions on both sides. You see confirmation of Messi and Kaka, Haaland all coming onto the field, as is Son. There is Messi. We shall see there Ronaldinho coming on for JVictor. Cruyff also being utilised by JVictor as well. Del Piero, who we saw used so much by JVictor in terms of a useful substitute to have, and Fede Chiesa also on as well. So all substitutions look to have been used by JVictor. As you see, Chiesa, one of them, looking to combine, gets the ball into the box. It's a corner ball. And we also saw Claude Makelele there, also brought in to just try and steady up that central midfield area. Such is the battleground that it has become for these two players. Ball goes into the box, looking for the header of Son. It's fallen to Rafael Varane, and it's still fallen to Rafael Varane. It's Virgil van Dijk. You would have thought he may have pulled the trigger there, but instead it's been bundled away. Here's Koulibaly to Makelele. Here's Van Dijk. Comes back the other way. Son. To Del Piero. Del Piero with a controlled strike and just into the hands of Schmeichel, but a little bit more of a proactive thinking there from JVictor. Got to be careful here though. You have those charge downs that will come in fast and furiously from GuiFera's players. As Makelele wins it in midfield, looks to chip the ball up towards Cruyff, and instead it's found its way to GuiFera. Here's Messi. Messi, still thinking about it. Instead, given away to JVictor. Here's Chiesa. Just looking to go for the double touch instead. It's appealing for a foul. It's not being given because it wasn't a foul, and as such, GuiFera could potentially pick off his opponent here. Here's Kaka to just dislodge that defence just a little bit. Kaka though finds a way back here. Haaland tries to dink it into the box. Good save. It's a good header from Mbappe. A bit of an improvised one, but it is a corner ball with just under 10 in-game minutes left of regulation here. Trent Alexander-Arnold to deliver it into the box, looking for Son's header. It's up towards Haaland, who's flicked it down, but instead Courtois will gather it up and take it away. But his throw is poor, but Son will bail him out of jail just a little bit there. Son goes long, looking for Cruyff. Nesta heads it down. Instead, it's been intercepted. Here's Del Piero. What can he do? It's Johan Cruyff. Roulette in the box. Instead, it's cleared away by the goalkeeper, but it's down to Chiesa. Clock is still ticking. Chiesa, neat little double touch. Looks to go for the stunning cross. You might see with the ref's flag, and it will be a corner. With 3 in-game minutes left. Ball delivered in, looking for Cruyff. Looking for Del Piero. It's been headed back there to Ronaldinho. Neat footwork for the Brazilian. Gets the ball across. It's a strike of some description from Rafael Varane, but In that situation, probably not Rafael Varane you want on that opportunity. As we see here, the clock is ticking down. We're into the last minute of regulation, so the referee will give only 2 minutes stoppage. So you can, I would say, bet on it here that this will go to extra time, barring one last big opportunity here. Is Vieira, Kaka to Vieira. And there is full time, so we'll go to extra time. It's our first extra time game within the eFootball, the Saudi eFootball Rumble. We'll see substitutes. That last substitute coming on now, Joshua Kimmich being deployed for GuiFera. And the question now becomes for these two players, you've used all of your substitutions. What is fitness going to be looking like, or what is stamina going to be looking like into this level of the game? Have you gone too early with your substitutes? And more importantly, will they be too tired to be of any effect as the ball goes wide? It goes out from a goal kick, and immediately possession gifted back to JVictor. Now, of course, you can look at this in many different ways. The story could potentially be here, what are substitutions going to be looking like here, but also the prospect if we still don't get a separator within extra time, we could be staring down the barrel here of a penalty shootout. And his son, GuiFera, looking to change that point. Bundled a little bit, but nothing was given by the referee. It's on to Makelele. Van Dijk. Ball is gifted back here. GuiFera with Messi to Mbappe. Back looking into the back post. Son's there. Good save from the keeper. And Haaland was trying to latch on to it. Beckenbauer will win it. Back to Son, but he's adjudged to be offside. Big opportunity there for GuiFera. He had the man over in Son. He couldn't quite find the right finish there. And as such, JVictor will live to fight another day here. At least for this game he will. Is Makelele gifting the ball to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich has found Messi. Messi with a double touch with a control strike. Good save for the goalkeepers. Kaka. What an opportunity that would have been. And he was onside as well. He's hit it into the side netting and hasn't taken control. What a big opportunity that was for the Brazilian. I think he was looking for a flag to kind of basically reassure him that he was offside, so it wouldn't have really mattered from Kaka there, but instead he's realised he was onside, and that could be a real game changer. Here's Cruyff in towards Chiesa. Beckenbauer intercepts it. These two players really providing a bit of a clinic on defending and midfield positioning. And there goes the half-time whistle in extra time.
Official store where memorabilia from today's match are now available.
As we see, a very quick deliberation between both of these teams. And then straight back to the action. 15 in-game minutes left here. Will we see our first penalty shootout in the final of the Saudi eFootball Rumble? Here's Chiesa. Put the brakes on just about, and he's been bundled over by Son, and he's just outside the box. A dangerous place to give away a free kick, though. There'll be an orderly queue, you would feel, of JVictor weapons to aim at here. Ball goes low into the box, and instead, no height put on the free kick. How much of a costly opportunity will that be? Ball's headed down to Vieira. Here's Rafael Varane. Varane to Ronaldinho. Yeah, he's with a stunning cross in, and again it's cleared away. JVictor looks to have taken the ascendancy in this extra time period, and there's a booking being given. A challenge on Messi. He seems to have taken the ascendancy here, but it's going to be a case of whether they can put this game to bed before it reaches a penalty shootout, or are we going to head down that road? The ball is cleared out of play. There's a little bit of an error of input there from JVictor. Kimmich on the throw. 6 in-game minutes left here. As we know from our histories within eFootball, referee does not give a lot of extra time within extra time. Vieira down the line to Chiesa. Almost cleared away again. 4 in-game minutes left here. Ronaldinho. Out wide. Ball's there for Chiesa. And Son launches the ball forward. And we're going to get to that 120-minute period. As we said, no time left on the clock here. Will there be one more opportunity? Here's Haaland. It's cleared away. And there is the final whistle of regulation time. It is now going to be a penalty shootout between GuiFera and JVictor, and this is a lottery to say that. As we'll see the lineups of both players. As we'll see here, it is an absolute lottery. It's going to be Lionel Messi first up. Messi converts it and scores. First shot across the bows from GuiFera. JVictor stepping up with Ronaldinho. It's saved by the keeper. Advantage GuiFera already. Can he press home the advantage? Here's Erling Haaland. Haaland scores. 2 penalties to 0 here. JVictor needs one to go in here to Del Piero. Scores, goes bottom left. Really good penalty. But he will need a save from his goalkeeper. He will need a save from Thibaut Courtois. Here's Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe steps up to strike one and scores. 3 goals to 1. It'll be Johan Cruyff for JVictor. You can see the gamesmanship for GuiFera. It's just crept in. It's hit off the post, but it's just gone in. JVictor happy to see that one nestle in the back of the net. Here's Son. Would put GuiFera on advantage point if he can make the save. JVictor, save though from JVictor. He needed that one. That is a big save. But now, to put himself back to level, it's going to be the right foot of Heung-min Son. Son against Schmeichel. Son scores! And we are effectively at now sudden death penalties. It's Joshua Kimmich. Courtois, you can see gamesmanship from Courtois. It's a save! That is a big, big, big save from JVictor. And now has the opportunity with Claude Makelele to finish the job here. And Schmeichel has moved early here. Will he know something we don't? Makelele, oh, he's gone for the cheeky chip down the middle. And instead, Peter Schmeichel, beg your pardon, has just made that save. We are now at sudden death. Kaka scores. And now the pressure all on JVictor. If only he had not chipped it down the middle, had he put a bit of purchase on it, he would have been home and hosed here. Instead, there's pressure kicks coming on here. It's Fede Chiesa. Chiesa, it's off the post and it's wide. It's off the post. It's 0-0 in regulation, but the penalty shootout will read it is 4 goals to 3. For GuiFera to take the second game and go 2-0 up in the best of 5 series. Welcome back to the Saudi eFootball Rumble. It is game number 3 in the final between GuiFera and JVictor. Again, if you are keeping score at home, it is 2-0 for GuiFera. JVictor now is in a must-win situation, or the final will be a clean sweep for GuiFera. As we said before, it is a best of 5 scenario, and this is going to be from JVictor's perspective this time, so we'll see a little bit more on his tactical abilities in terms of what he's looking at in terms of his team, but he will need a big performance from his team as he goes right to left in the white. GuiFera goes left to right in the red, as we'll see Mbappe looking to try and get that ball forward. Instead, it'll be GuiFera that pinches the ball away. As we said, it is a best of 5 scenario within the final. It's a $3,000 prize pool within the Saudi eFootball Rumble. And as we have seen so far, 2 very tight games, only separated by 1 goal in game 1 and by a penalty shootout in game 2. There's Pedri to Mbappe. Can GuiFera find a way to finish this in 3, or will we be looking at an extension by JVictor? We will only find out by the end of this game, as Neymar looks to try and find a way forward here, but that defence is rock steady. And he does manage to fashion an opportunity, gets it out for a corner. We'll see a brief pause there by GuiFera. And we say GuiFera because, again, as we normally see it from a JVictor's perspective, there's no changes coming from JVictor, so you would imagine that those opportunities are certainly going to be, or those changes are certainly going to be presented by GuiFera. Must be some nerves there for JVictor at the moment. Knows that he is in a must-win scenario. It's not the nicest of scenarios to be in when you're playing competitively within eFootball. Ball goes into the box. It's Neymar who will recover that. As Beckenbauer to Thiago Silva. Vieira down the line to Neymar. Neymar looks to drive in field. And so it's cleared away by JVictor. There's Mbappe looking to chase down the ball. Good all day with the Frenchman. There's Nesta. He got caught in possession there, did Nesta. I think the ball was on there for a pass across, but he also knew that Mbappe was hot on his heels, and as such he's given a very cheap free kick away there, has GuiFera. Although JVictor not really done a lot with that, and instead is rebuilding the ball at the back, which, again, depending on your viewpoint for JVictor at the moment, whether that's the right tactic or not will remain to be seen. Ball was given away, but he seized on a mistake there. Messi, Mbappe, JVictor finds a brilliant ball to Son. Son goes to the strike. What a finish that is! And it's the South Korean Heung-min Son who gives JVictor the lead, and that is the first goal within 2 and a little bit of a game, two and a bit of a game's play there. It's the first real chance there that JVictor has taken on, and has actually just taken the strike on instead. Brilliant finish from Son. JVictor now has something to sing about. Ball goes launched forward here, looking to Neymar. The ball is adjudged to be offside though. So again, really good start there from JVictor. Has an opportunity, seized on an error, and then made it pay. GuiFera will not want to let this lie there. Pedri, brilliant ball in to header for Rummenigge, and instead Courtois will make the save. Cancelo to Van Dijk, back to Cancelo. Again, now if you're JVictor, what do? Do you go and try and get a second, or do you sit on a lead? It's the $3,000 question on display here. Deep double touch there from GuiFera, but JVictor was wise to it. And as you said, at this level of eFootball, you've probably seen every animation, every touch that you will have seen before. And knowing these caliber of players as well, these guys will be using them against each other and for each other, so they will know what they are looking for when it comes to defensive minded play as well. Here's Cancelo. GuiFera looking for that vital opportunity. Pedri waiting for João Cancelo to get back on side there. Finds Neymar. Neymar takes a dummy, gets past the defender. It's bobbling all around in the box. It's seized upon by Thibaut Courtois. .38 in-game minutes gone here. 1 goal the separation. It is a vital goal from JVictor. Gives him the lead. Here's Messi. Mbappe to Neymar. Back to Mbappe. There's a foul that's been given away there by GuiFera. It's Nesta again, who, as much as we say about Alessandro Nesta, is an elite level defender. Sometimes within eFootball does give you a little bit more to think about in terms of errors, because right now it seems to be where these chances are falling is where it's attacked, or the teams are attacking against Nesta seems to be where players are getting a lot of joy at the moment. It's JVictor lining up a free kick. He's got Messi stood over it. He's considering who to put on it. It is Messi as the person. You can see top of your screen there, GuiFera has just triggered the manual goalkeeping already. JVictor still trying to figure out where he's going to go with this. Messi over the wall. Oh, it's a fantastic strike. What a goal that is. Even with the manual goalkeeping, Messi finds the post and it trickles into the back of the net. That is a phenomenal finish from Messi. 2 goals to nil for JVictor. And now, all of a sudden, we have a final on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Brilliant free kick from him. Even with the manual goalkeeping move, could not find... He found the only spot that ball could have gone into, JVictor. Brilliant finish from the set piece. And this is a very different prospect indeed. GuiFera will not be used to being 2 goals down here. More importantly, he now has to maybe live with the knowledge that he may not have all of this the same way, and it may not all go his way. Same with a player of JVictor's quality. We've seen it over the last year or 18 months or so in terms of competitive play from JVictor. Of course, represents Bayern Munich at club level, and certainly is one of the more favoured future players within the eFootball esports atmosphere. And as such, he certainly showed his quality there. I don't think many players would have taken that free kick on that level. Certainly would not have taken it to that extreme and trying to find that spot. As always with eFootball, it's great to see those gambles when they pay off, because when they do, they're phenomenal to watch. And as such, it is 2 goals to nil at half time. GuiFera will have to find something else here if he wants to take the championship in this game 3, because at the moment JVictor has the lion's share of the goals and he has the lion's share of momentum at this point as well. You know, we talk a lot about gameplay, we talk a lot about players and the players that are being used. There's a little bit to be said about the mental side of a player. If you're going into a game and you're 2 games up and you're full of confidence, and then the 3rd game doesn't go the way that you think it does, all of a sudden then you start to doubt yourself as to can I perform again? Can I get back up to the standard that had me 2 games up? And those will be the types of questions that GuiFera will have to answer here. Because right now, it is all JVictor. Seems to have found his weaponry and found his feet in terms of opportunities and ability to score as Neymar finds his way in again here. Double touch to Messi. Messi takes the puts the brakes on, tries to find a through ball. Instead, it's cleared away by Vieira. Is Neymar. Ball goes long, and Lucas Hernandez will come away with it. Is Neymar looking to lead the breakaway for JVictor? JVictor tries to fling that forward, and instead it will go through to the goalkeeper. Son heads it down, finds Messi, deflected into the air, gone out for a corner. Messi stood over it. Sections are plenty here. In towards Varane, headed down, cleared away only as far as Patrick Vieira. Vieira looks to strike one. Oh, it's a good save for the keeper. Mbappe trying to get it on the rebound. Instead, it'll be cleared away. GuiFera's going to have to be careful he doesn't concede a third, because that really will put JVictor out of sight here in game 3. A free kick given halfway. Ball in. Oh, it's a good save from the keeper. Haaland trying to create something and make something work here. Just a big long ball for the free kick. The corner ball. You see from JVictor's perspective here, you see that the tactics are more so trying to condense that midfield area just a little bit, or maybe even trying to mirror what he's seen from GuiFera. See the quickness of these changes. These players will know their squads intimately, and they will know what they are capable of doing. And for you guys at home, you may think, well, you know, only moving it a pixel doesn't really make any difference. For these guys, or for the players that are playing, it certainly makes a difference. And I think sometimes it's almost a comfort level for them. Ball is headed clear. Pedri heads it out. João Cancelo charged down by Del Piero. Beckenbauer forward to Cancelo. Can GuiFera find a chance here? Can he get himself back into this game 3? Here's Erling Haaland, given away to Patrick Vieira.
The attendance for this match was 71,898.
Cancelo forward to Ronaldinho. David's cleared. Del Piero. Ronaldinho. Pedri. It's a neat pirouette from Pedri. Del Piero. Stunning cross in, but it's cleared away by Trent. 65 in-game minutes on the clock here. There's not long left in game 3. If you're GuiFera or a GuiFera fan, you are certainly looking for some response from the Brazilian. Instead, it is all via the way of JVictor. Vieira. Cancelo launches a ball into the box. I think it was meant to be a shot fake by the looks of things, that instead the João Cancelo has launched that one at the goalkeeper. It's not done too much damage either way here. This possession by Vieira. Vieira looking forward, trying to get the ball through. Instead, the goalkeeper comes out and charges that one down. It's Hernandez to Davids. Very much air raid football at the moment from JVictor. He knows that the longer that ball stays in the air, the quicker that clock ticks down, and more importantly, gives him a little bit more time to do some work there as Pedri knocks it down to Del Piero. Del Piero is deflected away by Vieira, and that offside trap being sprung, finally it was taken away by JVictor. Finally broke the trap. Just couldn't find the strike though to finish this game off completely. 14 in-game minutes left. It's going to go to the edge of the box for Pedri. Pedri to Davids, back to Vieira. Vieira dinks one to the box, looks for Pedri's header, and Pedri makes it 3. And he's onside as well. And that is surely game 3 to JVictor, and it will mean, if it does stay as it stands, we'll be seeing a game 4 between these two players. It certainly won't need extra time or penalties, not for game 3, as we can see here. JVictor has royally beaten GuiFera here. 10 in-game minutes left. I mean, we have seen comebacks of gargantuan performances from players in games past, but again, 3 goals, you'd have to have a goal pretty much every attack to make that work. And although a player of GuiFera's quality is up to that challenge, I can't see it from here, and as such, I think we would have to say we will be going to a game 4. We'll play short. Pedri. Ronaldinho. Del Piero. And JVictor knows he's got that ability here. It's a neat pirouette there from Del Piero. Double touch from Pedri. Round the corner to Ronaldinho. Not long left here. Ball goes into Cruyff. Cruyff turns. There's a controlled strike, and it's deflected over the bar for a corner. Again, not long left here, so you see there, JVictor knows. I think he knows that he's got this game in the bag, and as such, game 4 will be on the horizon. Vieira, Ronaldinho, almost a victory lap here for JVictor just to get this one across the board. 3 in-game minutes left here, but the result has been academic for about the last 10 of them. A double touch from Ronaldinho, it's deflected, Cruyff finds the finish, and that is surely that, as game number 3 will go to JVictor. As a result, we will see you shortly for game 4 between these two players. And again, the question is now posed: what has GuiFera got in the tank? And more importantly, can JVictor carry on this good work?
Just a quick request today for everybody to please kindly remove any cars parked on the road outside the stadium.
Game 4 now on the horizon in the Saudi eFootball Rumble final between GuiFera and JVictor. As you've just seen briefly a second ago, it was 4-0 in game 3. It was a very comprehensive victory at the end for JVictor. It will be one that is food for the soul, and he will certainly need that confidence now going into game number 4. Again, it is win or bust for JVictor, with GuiFera's wins in games 1 and 2. Again, in terms of how narrow they were, they are still wins on the board, and it will still put the pressure on JVictor for the rest of these games. If it does prove to even go to a game 5, the pressure will then be equal on both players. But we need game 4 in the books first to see whether we will be going to a game 5. And as we will normally be a haste to tell you, it is GuiFera from left to right in the red. It is JVictor from right to left in the white. As we see Messi coming forward early on, and instead it's going to be led back the other way by GuiFera in towards Rummenigge. Touch away to Neymar. Vieira intercepts it. Mbappe to Messi. Rummenigge, Mbappe. Forward to Neymar. Can GuiFera find an opportunity here in the early going? No, it's just gone wide. Big opportunity there from Kylian Mbappe. Again, took it on the run and took it first time. Did not have the luxury of being able to take a touch there. And JVictor will be happy to see that one wide. Six minutes gone there. Already a sight at a goal for GuiFera. So we'll see Van Dijk to Cancelo though. JVictor will be looking to, as we said, improve on that momentous victory in Game 3. Got himself on the board finally. Showed that quality that has seen him get through to the final of this competition. As the ball goes wide to Son. Dispossessed is Son in possession. There's Thiago Silva. Makelele wins it down. Here's Hernandez to Varane. Mbappe, Messi, Mbappe. On towards Neymar. Neymar tries to steady himself before playing a chance there, and instead it's cleared away by GuiFera. Makelele wins it back again. Here's Son. Tries to get a ball through the centre there, Son. Instead he clears one through and cleared away by the centre halves once more. Here's Neymar to Beckenbauer to Thiago Silva. Wants to launch one long. Finds Lionel Messi. Trent Alexander-Arnold down the line here. Instead, it's poorly given out for a throw. Hernandez to Varane. Here's João Cancelo. Ball goes wide. And it goes running out of play here. And you've got to wonder just how much protection you're going to give the ball in possession. You've got to be careful with it, especially with the calibre of players on the field and on the sticks. You will not want to be giving anybody any second chances with the ball in possession. Here's Claude Makelele. Hernandez. Forward to Messi. Neymar. Mbappe. Mbappe tries to go wide. Beckenbauer reads it. And again, another factor that we think about in these types of scenarios and these types of series. Players getting used to how each other play. It means you're going to have to do something a little bit different to try and find a way in. Because your opponent will get used to your go-to players, your go-to moves, your go-to skill moves. You've got to find something different, especially you're in Game 4 now. So there's 3 games of information that you have downloaded on your opponent and that your opponent has downloaded about you. You're now going to have to throw something in there that they're not quite expecting. Here's Mbappe to Rummenigge. On towards Neymar. Neymar's got away from Cancelo. It's Neymar. Neymar sets up the stunning strike. Instead turns in field for what feels like no reason at all. Instead he turns straight into the challenge of Van Dijk and ball's been given away. I think sometimes players are a little bit too cute with how they're trying to play. Instead they just need to hit it sometimes. If the chance is there and it's an open look, you've got to take the shot. Neymar. Hernandez. Given away to Vieira. Ball's forward. Messi. Cleared away. As you see there, and as we said before, We'll keep you up to date on what viewpoints we are seeing this from. This is from the viewpoint of JVictor, so you'll be able to understand what changes he is looking to employ going into this very important game 4. Keep your eyes peeled on the top left-hand corner for changes from GuiFera. The ball is on the counter here from the set piece. Here's Patrick Vieira. He's turned back. He doesn't have an opportunity there. Instead, he's given the ball away to Rummenigge. Rummenigge onside here. Raphael Varane. Really good block by the Frenchman. And he eventually gets that clear. JVictor, for all of his good work in game 3, really appears to be succumbing to some pressure here. Ball cleared by Lucas Hernandez. Hernandez to Son. Son. Wild pass there from JVictor. GuiFera takes that one into his grasp. Not long left in this first half here. Raphael Varane wins it down. Makelele to Vieira. Neymar. Turns back in field again. Pressure is on him. The ball's given away here though. Cheaply in possession. Makelele to Son. Son tries to dink one over the top. Mbappe or Neymar, neither one were live to it. Instead, half-time whistle goes here. And it is 0-0. I will hasten to add that the last time that we saw these two players, and it was 0-0 at half-time, he went 0-0 all the way through to penalties in game 2. So it wasn't that long ago. I'm hoping from a spectacle point of view that we see a goal or two here now, because again, as tight as these games are, you wouldn't like to see them settled on a shootout. You'd like to see them settled in regulation. But of course, you guys, the viewers at home, will no doubt want to see all of the drama unfold in a penalty shootout once more. The second half is kicked off here. Is Mbappe into towards Son, and JVictor and GuiFera have swapped ends. As you'll see, the white kits of JVictor going left to right now, as we'll see Son looking to impose his will. And GuiFera's red shirt's going from right to left. Ball is deflected. It will go for a corner. Messi's potentially to deliver this one. Messi into the box, looking for Mbappe's header. It's cleared away. Will Vieira keep this in? He will. Oh, he won't. He got to it, but couldn't turn on his heels quick enough to keep the ball in. Neymar to throw this in. Gets it away from JVictor quick enough, does GuiFera. Thiago Silva punts that long. Rummenigge. Ball into the box. Looking for Mbappe. Mbappe squares it to Pedri. Pedri looking for the extra pass. It's cleared away. It's given away by GuiFera. Here's Mbappe. Messi. JVictor looking to charge forward here now. Vieira. Messi. Vieira. Can he get the ball into the box? Vieira goes for the stunning one across the box. It's chaos in the middle of the box there, but he's cleared away by GuiFera. 60 in-game minutes approaching here. It's that magic region for substitutions to be called upon. And now would be a good a time as any for these two players to look into those substitutes. Here's Son though. Got away from the last man, has he potentially? Can he get around? Can he get the strike? Yes, he can! It's Son again. It's JVictor again. And on the stroke of 60 minutes, Heung-min Son gives JVictor the lead. What a time to score. And the Brazilian, brilliant bit of skill just to allow that shooting lane to open up, and the controlled strike from Son was pitch perfect. As we'll see the changes now, looking from JVictor, trying to then solidify his position. You'll see all those substitutes now being called upon. He's freshened up his front three, or his front four, with the AMF position as well. Has then freshened up one of his DMFs as well. So he'll leave Patrick Vieira in and brings on Edgar Davids, gives you a bit more mobility and a bit more legs in the midfield. And now, if you are GuiFera, you have got big questions to ask and big questions to answer here, and whether he can find these answers in the last 30 in-game minutes here. Because if he can't find the answers to the questions, it's going to game 5. And I think selfishly, from my point of view as a commentator, you'd love to see a game 5, but with the calibre of the two players that are on show here, anything can happen, so keep your eyes firmly fixed here. As we'll see GuiFera looking to charge it forward once more. It's Mbappe to Messi to Son. Pedri to Kaká. Lays it off. Instead, Johan Cruyff will come away with it. Here's Cancelo back to Thibaut Courtois. JVictor looking to stifle his opposition here. Here's Vieira. It's a poor ball from Patrick Vieira. Wasn't quite set with the way that he had played that pass. Just swung a leg at it more than anything. You see these just slight changes from the players. You see on the flip side, you'll see a little snapshot of GuiFera's tactics. We're pretty much used to seeing that, and you can see the adjustments that are there from JVictor. Took one look at GuiFera's tactic and said, well, I need to make some changes to how we're formed up. You can see the level of what these guys are thinking and how their thought process works. They are looking to not only impose their own will, but they're looking to counteract their opponent. Well, that's a poor giveaway at a throw here. And Kaká. Ball goes forward, looking for Kaká again. .68 in-game minutes on the clock here. There's not a lot of time here. Once this ball gets into play, as we've said so many times before within the Saudi eFootball Rumbles commentary that we have kind of put out to yourselves in a spectator land, is once the ball goes into play, it ticks down incredibly quickly. So if you're going to move, now is the time. Here's Cancelo for GuiFera. He gets a deflection off the defender, gets it back nicely. Cancelo will find it to Son. Son will find it across the box. Kaká trying to get there. Chiesa will clear. Vieira will scramble it clear. Here's onto Edgar Davids. It's that quick movement we're used to seeing here. Del Piero. Fresh legs from the substitute. Tries to get the ball across. It's bundled home. It's just the finest of margins. But it is 2-0 for JVictor. The finest of margins. Drives to the byline with Del Piero. Gets the ball across. And it's not necessarily to a player who's open. It's just to put it into an area to cause chaos. And as such, it will go down as an own goal. And GuiFera is now 2 goals down in Game 4. Which could potentially put him into a Game 5 scenario when he was 2 games up in the series. Of course, there's still time on the clock here, but again, I'm one to really try and summarise before we actually have this unfold. But to be a fly on the wall for GuiFera's thoughts here, because he was 2 games up. He was, again, it wasn't convincing, but it was effective. He'd got himself over the line in 2 games, a penalty shootout win, and 1 goal from a flick on for a corner from Patrick Vieira to Rummenigge. But it hasn't really looked all of that convincing in the games since then. Since it's kind of opened up a little bit. As we'll see the ball go forward here. Here's Mbappe. Mbappe back to Kaká. Deflected over the bar for a corner. He hasn't looked convincing in open play. Instead, it's JVictor that's kind of taken these lessons and has then imported them onto his own gameplay. And as such, is now staring down the barrel of potentially getting a second game under his belt here. And this would certainly set the proverbial cat amongst the pigeons. As we'll see, less than 5 in-game minutes left here. What can be done here? Is there going to be some answer here from GuiFera? Can he find an answer, and then can he find a quick follow-up? Or will this just be JVictor taking this one into his grasp? Ball goes flying forward here. He's cannoned into it by Del Piero. Nothing given by the ref. Del Piero trying to put the brakes on. Instead it will go for a corner kick here. Not long left here, but you would say, again, this is JVictor's game, and as such we'll be going to a game 5. He's going to call it short. We've seen shades of this already. Goes short to Cruyff. And by shades of this already, I mean we've seen a corner in the previous game very late on. Looks like it wasn't really going to do anything. You can see there, Pause is looking to try and be queued to try and get some additional players and changes made. Instead, all the pause time's been used. Ball goes short to Cruyff. Cruyff to Cancelo.
There will be 5
Good
minutes.
champion from Cancelo. Knows that he doesn't need to do much. He's won the throw as well. Here's Cruyff. Again, really good play there from JVictor. There's 5 in-game minutes given by the referee. And there's extra time here. He's going to play it short to Cruyff again. And it's just stifling the game. He knows the importance of it. Here's Pedri. Pirouette from him. Chiesa back heel. Varane over the top looking for Del Piero in towards Chiesa. And that is surely that. It is Ferry Chiesa. He puts the ball in the back of the net for the 3rd time in this game, and it is now 7 goals in 2 games for JVictor. And more importantly, what that says is we are now going to game number 5 in the Saudi eFootball Rumble final. There is the final whistle. There is confirmation. And this is it, the last game of the Saudi eFootball Rumble, and it all comes down to this. It is game 5 in the series between GuiFera and JVictor. The two Brazilians have battled it out, for lack of a better term. We've seen GuiFera go 2 games up. We have seen JVictor pull it back to 2-2. And this is the last game of the series. GuiFera going from left to right in the red. JVictor going from right to left in the white. We have seen these two players pull out all of the stops to get to this final game within the Saudi eFootball Rumble. I am, of course, just to remind you, your commentator Stuart Wesley, and it is a pleasure to have watched these two players go at it, and we will see them go at it here as Neymar looks to lead off the charge for JVictor. Of course, a big thank you to the organisers of the Saudi eFootball Rumble. It has been a trek to get here, but we are at the finish line. Who will take home the victory lap? Who will become our first and inaugural Saudi eFootball football winner? It's Nesta, Neymar, Rummenigge. On to Neymar. Neymar goes wide, looks for Cancelo. Finds Pedri in the box. Can GuiFera find an opportunity here? He plays it to Mbappe, back to Rummenigge. Good ball movement. Finds Neymar. Good save from the keeper. And it's a corner ball. Of course, these guys playing for a share of the $3,000 prize pool. There were 16 players. We are now down to 2. And it has come down to the final game. Almost fittingly has come down to the final game of the tournament to decide who will be the winner. Is Nedved looking to counter-attack for JVictor. One thing for the psychologists among you watching this, it will be interesting, or would be interesting to get the thoughts of GuiFera. There being 2 games up now in the final game. Will he let it all go? Will it be a complete comeback for JVictor, or will GuiFera find that magic that he found in games 1 and 2? Trying to fashion an opportunity. JVictor down the left-hand side. Mbappe's won it back. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold into the box. Beautiful ball into the back post. Great header. It's a fantastic header from Neymar, and GuiFera finds that spark. It is 1-0. And it says advantage GuiFera. As you can see, the typical and traditional gamer pause that comes with it. There'll immediately be tactics looked at here. And again, just to bring you up to speed, we are watching from a GuiFera's perspective. So you can see that the changeover that came in there from JVictor. And now, those little tweaks may be needed to find a goal. We certainly will need to find a goal to stay in this game. That is a poor showing from kickoff there. Here's Neymar. That's a brilliant long ball up towards Kylian Mbappe, but the goalkeeper comes out and claims it. Thibaut Courtois drops it to his feet, looks to play out from the back. Van Dijk to Messi. Messi to Mbappe. Nedved to Mbappe. Back to Nedved. Mbappe wins it again. It's deflected away. Trent Alexander-Arnold will not help in clearing it convincingly. Vieira will be looked at to do so. Here's Pedri. Down the left-hand side, Neymar. Beckenbauer. Beautiful ball into the box there, and Courtois will come out and claim. 23 in-game minutes gone so far. 1 goal is the separation here between GuiFera and JVictor. It could be all different here. Son in towards Nedved, controlled strike, and it's deflected away, still not cleared convincingly. Neymar will launch that forward though, and that will clear his lines. GuiFera, knowing that he's got a goal lead here, doesn't have to do much else other than clear his lines. Of course, the more you give the ball back to your opponent, the more of an invitation you are giving them to get into your box. Here's Neymar. Nedved. He's got runners either side as Mbappe. He's found Nedved. It's back to Son. Neat little footwork from Son. What can the Korean conjure up? Nedved! It's just wide. Again, you're giving players opportunities. You're giving them invites to get the pressure on you. Not sure how much I like that strategy from GuiFera, but the former world champion will know better than I am sure of that. Here's Neymar. Nedved. Son, back to Nedved. Son again. Double touch, trying to feed it down the right hand side here. Son gets into the box, stunning cross. It's deflected clear. There's João Cancelo. JVictor looks to have all of the pressure here. It's a through ball, but he is offside. There's Kylian Mbappe. JVictor looking to try and re-establish that parity before half time. Ball goes forward. Rummenigge heads it down, finds Mbappe. You get the feeling if GuiFera could double his lead, that may be curtains for JVictor. Of course, as we said, he's done so well to get himself back into this tie. Was 2 games down, was in a must-win situation, and found the fighting spirit to find those 2 victories. There's Cancelo, Pedri, Vieira. GuiFera looking for an opening. See, his brain is ticking away, but Vieira has won it, and that's a poor pass away. Rummenigge with the strike, oh, it's in the post. What an opportunity that was for GuiFera. You have to feel those chances have got to go in when you're playing games at this level against these types of opponents. And I mean that in the sense of quality of opponents. Every chance is a bit of gold dust, and you have to finish it off. But JVictor won't mind that. He's still in the game, 1-0. It's one of the most vulnerable scorelines in football. Here's Pedri. Courtois will look to get that clear. He nearly got caught in possession by the oncoming attackers of GuiFera. Here's Vieira though. He's given the ball away. JVictor looking to establish something just before half time, and that will go for the half time whistle It is 1-0 at half-time. It is the finest of margins that separate our two finalists. As you can see there as well, stats and the chances. It's relatively been... Chances to have chances is my favourite expression within eFootball. There are chances to find a player and find passes. It's just not quite there for JVictor at the moment. Although he has the pressure, not having the opportunities that go with it. Of course, GuiFera, as we've seen, has scored one, has hit the post with another. So you can see that even though he may not necessarily be in the ascendancy in the game, he's still having those opportunities, still having those chances. So it's one to keep an eye on here. It's bubbling away nicely as a final game of the Saudi eFootball Rumble. And what a fitting end it would be. As we said before, it is a best of 5. What a fitting end it would be if it was to go to extra time and penalties. Again, as a neutral in this scenario, he wouldn't mind it. And certainly, JVictor trying to establish that. Nedved into the cross, and it's a goal! It's Kylian Mbappe at the back post. Parity restored. It was very early in the second half. JVictor has found the back of the net. And now, all of a sudden, he's looking slightly more perilous for GuiFera. We now know that both players can do damage to one another. If we hadn't learnt it through the first 4 games, we certainly know it now. In Game 5, it is a whole different kettle of fish, as they say. It's a reset of energy, reset of strength, and as you see, Mbappe gets clean through. He's pulled it over the bar. But it's a reset of everything. It's a new game scenario. You know, the game does not have an ability to remember what's happened in the last 4 games. It will just know what is happening here. You know that GuiFera is going to be smarting there, but JVictor will be delighted. 48 minutes gone. That's a poor goal kick there. Rummenigge tries to take control of it. Dragged back from Rummenigge. Tries to play it across the box. Vieira will clear his Virgil van Dijk. His Pavel Nedved. Messi. JVictor. Can he get a second here? Messi looks a through ball. He's just offside. The ball is in the back of the net, but the flag had gone up. And rightfully so. You see there the finest of tactical tweaks. And we'll certainly see it from GuiFera's perspective. Bringing on Erling Haaland. He's looking at potentially taking Pedri off. He's bringing on Kaka. We have seen these go-to substitutions from both these players over the first 4 games. And you'll notice that with these 2 individuals, they will know their squads. They will know that the powers that they have at play. And they know exactly when to utilise them. Here's Neymar forward towards Mbappe. Double touch from Mbappe. Drags it back. Finds Kaka. Kaka to Neymar. Neymar back to Kaka. Will he try a reverse ball here? No, he won't. Here's Kaka. Still looking for that entry point. Vieira. It just goes back there to the Frenchman. It just gets stifled. But Cancelo will bring it forward. And again, it will be cleared away. Here's Courtois. Up wide to Makaleli. Makaleli tries to chip one forward. Thiago Silva will intercept it. JVictor. Can he find a second hit? He can't for this moment in time. Can GuiFera find a second? Will we have a separator here, or will it go to extra time and penalties? We will only know within the next 30 in-game minutes. Both players will know the importance of every change at this point. They will know every sinew of their team. Also see Lionel Messi coming on. Son Heung-min is coming on as well for GuiFera. So you can see the attacking intent from the former world champion. We'll see whether JVictor in the top left hand corner has had any substitutes of his. He'll be looking to call on here. As you can see there, Ronaldinho coming on. Del Piero coming on as well. Those real go-to substitutions for both players. There's Pavel Nedved. How can he conjure up? He's drawn a foul. 26 in-game minutes left here before we do end up in an extra time scenario if results stay as they are. See GuiFera playing with the defensive line there. The ball is flicked on, but the ball is flicked back towards Peter Schmeichel. Ball goes forward from Kaka. It's headed down, headed away. Can we find a match winner in regulation? It's going to be Mbappe. Can he find a way through JVictor? He can't this time. Instead it's Messi to Vieira. Back to Lionel Messi. And Patrick Vieira will clear that forward. And he's beaten the offside trap here. At least we thought he had momentarily. It was a very late flag, but it was a correct decision by the referee. You'll notice there at the top of your screen, you'll notice that Kylian Mbappe's energy levels dropped into that red zone. You'll see that there's some interesting tactical tweaks that are having to be made there. GuiFera knowing that he actually doesn't have the striking unit on the bench, and he's already used the likes of Messi and Son already in alternate positions. Now he's had to improvise a little bit. Will that be a bit of an error from GuiFera? Erling Haaland, it's headed away. As far as Son. It's Patrick Vieira in towards Erling Haaland. Thiago Silva. Son. Up to Mbappe. Mbappe stops himself. Finds Lionel Messi. Messi into the box for Haaland. It's cleared away. JVictor looking to defensively reinforce himself here. It's Ronaldinho to Fede Chiesa. Vieira intercepts it. Trent Alexander-Arnold, and this time is ticking away. Almost like the sands in an Arabian desert. We are seeing it tick away in the Saudi eFootball Rumble. Ball goes wide to Mbappe. And Beckenbauer just stifling his show. These two players just cancelling one another out here, but we're only 10 in-game minutes left here. But Mbappe may find a way through here. Who is JVictor? Neat pirouette. Tries to find the control strike. Oh, it's in! What a goal that is from JVictor. Brilliant finish. Son Heung-min with an absolute worldie. With 10 in-game minutes left, that is a superb goal. To have the presence of mind to pick the skill, to know when you're going to do it, and more importantly, the execution was pinpoint. It had to be. What a goal that is. Now you'll see the furious tactical tweaks that'll be happening. My word, what a goal that is. That is fitting of a match winner if it indeed is to pass. But as we've seen so much in sport, there is time still left on the clock here. Haaland with the knockdown. Can GuiFera find something? Pedri. It's going to obviously be for JVictor. It's keep the ball, hold the ball, keep the ball. That is the only task that you should have on your mind here. Instead, he's giving it away to GuiFera. And there's not many on planet eFootball that you'd want to give the ball away to in that situation. Son across the box to Haaland, and it's 2-2. We said, don't give the ball away. Keep the ball. Just hold it, and cherish it. And instead, it's been given away. And as we said, an expert predator in GuiFera. You don't want to give him that opportunity any time you're up against him. And again, it was Erling Haaland who was within 6 yards. Ball rolls across the box. You're not going to miss from that. And will we now see extra time here? I don't even want to chance it and say that we will, because we've just seen 2 goals in the space of, I think it was 4 in-game minutes.
Number 8.
Between these two players, anything is possible. You'll see Bellingham, who's just come on for GuiFera. Here's Del Piero to Mbappe. Double touch, gets away from his player. Good save from Schmeichel. Nesta will clear up towards Son. Messi to Bellingham. Not long left here. Will GuiFera rest? I think that he may be able to take this into extra time. There's 5 in-game minutes left via the referee. That is the stoppage time. Ball goes over the top here to Chiesa, who's beaten the offside trap. It's Del Piero. He's gone around the goalkeeper. Oh, it's off the post. What an opportunity. That was the game right there and then. And Del Piero will be kicking himself here if JVictor does not find his way through to winning this Saudi eFootball Rumble. Instead, ball into the box and it's cleared away. That was it. That was the chance. And you can hear the exacerbation in my voice as a gamer and as a player of eFootball. You know that those chances come very few and far between. And it's going to take a lot of recovery here from JVictor to summon something in extra time. The outpouring of probably emotion at that point. Would have thought he was home and hosed. And instead it clinks off the post. GuiFera will know that he's very lucky to still be in this game and will now need to push on. As the ball goes long and we are into extra time, as we said. Be it games of best of 5. Each game can go to extra time and penalties. There has to be a winner in each game for the match to be completed. Ball goes long. It's cleared away. Here's Kaka. Just a reminder. JVictor in the white from right to left. He's on the attack now. It's Alessandro Del Piero. Will he make up for that opportunity? He won't this time. GuiFera going from left to right in the red. Ball goes forward again though. It's Pedri. Almost feels like JVictor's inevitable at this point. He does not wish to be denied. Pedri pulls it back. Mbappe turns on his man. Super cancel. Takes the strike and it's in! What a finish! Great composure from JVictor. And it's Fede Chiesa off the bench. We say so much about substitutes and being important to your game and important to the way that you can impact a game. And Fede Chiesa has found a goal in extra time. Now, will JVictor learn his lesson here? Is to keep the ball. Will he keep it? Will he starve GuiFera of opportunities? Or will he just, as we've seen so much before, just keep himself going? Because, again, sometimes when you are playing and sometimes when you're in the ascendancy or when you're in the attacking phase, you want to just keep going. You don't want to let up the opportunities that are there, and you certainly don't want to let up the pressure either. As Koulibaly intercepts it for JVictor. Maybe this is the thought process from JVictor. Here's Son in towards Messi. Messi to Kaka. Kaka in towards the back post. Oh, it's off the bar. It could have gone either way. It was definitely a cross, but it had all the markings of a shot there. 105 minutes on the clock here. There's going to be no time left, and that is going to be half time in extra time. 3 goals to 2 for JVictor.
Thank you for your cooperation.
What a big opportunity this is to finish this game. As we wait for half time to kick off. Here we go. And it's 15 in-game minutes for the rest of this Saudi eFootball Rumble. And it is JVictor who is looking to be on course to pull off a humongous comeback in this final. He was 2 games down. He now sits 3-2 up in Game 5 and potentially will be winning Game 5 and taking the whole thing. What an achievement this would be for JVictor. He's had an incredible start to esports life within eFootball. He certainly can be very proud of himself regardless of the result here. He is up against, as we said, a former world champion in GuiFera, who is not without his own accolades and without his own experiences, but JVictor certainly is trying to, as you can see, learn from his mistakes. Ball into the box, there's Son with the header, it goes over the bar. But you can appreciate that JVictor is on the come up, as it were. Signed for Bayern Munich at domestic level, has competed in the eFootball Championship Pro, and has got very much the wind in his sails, as you can tell, certainly from his gameplay here. There's 8 in-game minutes left here. As we know already, the referee does not like to give extra time in extra time. And by that we mean the injury time that you normally see. All-out attack now engaged for GuiFera. Kaka. Trent Alexander-Arnold goes to deliver the ball into the box. It's about as much as GuiFera could do at this point. Instead, Thibaut Courtois will no doubt take his time in distributing it. He finds a nice throw out to the right-hand side. Here's Mbappe. Mbappe trying to churn out some of the clock maybe. Just tries to run it forward. Thiago Silva with the header down. Can GuiFera find something here? Will he find something that will take this to penalties? Here's Nesta. Nesta to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Ball into the box. Again, it's laboured and it's predictable. And there is the final whistle. JVictor is the winner of the Saudi eFootball Rumble. He takes the final 3 games to 2.